coaches like Chris. Who are the most of the active college football coaches, currently active? Who are the top 2 or 3 names that have not won a national title, who have knocked on the door, knocked on the door, knocked on the door?
Lincoln Riley.
Brian Kelly.
Ryan Day.
Yeah. I'm trying to think who else would be in there. I was thinking about Riley.
I mean, he's only knocked on the door one time, but Jim Harbaugh. But
oh no, yeah, Jim Harbaugh absolutely has to be on that
Yeah.
list. Absolutely has to be on that list. Just looking at the top 25. Yeah, I mean, there's
Gundy.
I mean,
he's been. You know, one of the things about Oklahoma State,
he's won what?
I know.
Big 12 title? Is that right? If they even won a Big 12 title?
Yeah, they did. They won it back
thought,
like in 11 or 12.
but they've won one, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know if you can. I don't know if you'd consider him like. Why hasn't he won a national championship yet? I don't think anybody's ever really put those two together. Although he has knocked on the door. Last year being an example of knocking pretty hard on the door, but just not getting an answer thanks to
Luke
Jeremy
Fickle,
McVay.
Not yet. He's good. We know he's great with what he's done at Cincinnati.
James Franklin.
Is Luke Fickle better the coach than Mike Gundy? Not with his no. Yeah, because Gundy's been sustainable. The success he's had for a long, long time, maybe more than we think. Somebody put Chip Kelly. Dave Arand is only in year 3.
So what's the question
simple.
again?
Which of the active coaches, and we don't need 12. I want to keep it at 2 or 3, 4. Which of the active coaches in college football are the ones who are surprisingly do not have a national title?
Well, then, yeah, it's not surprising that Gundy doesn't have one. It's not surprising that Aranda doesn't have one. It's not surprising that Fickle doesn't have one. The surprising one would be Lincoln Riley, just because he had opportunity after opportunity and could never get it done. I don't think it's necessarily surprising that James Franklin doesn't have one now that I know the question a bit, because he's been Ohio State blocked the entire time, basically. Yeah. So outside of Riley,
Brian Kelly.
Brian Kelly, Brian Kelly, obviously.
Also, we just got another super chat. Thank you very much from J.R. Patriot.
I don't think it's surprising Chip Kelly hasn't won one, just because, at Oregon, he knocked on the door a bit, but then he went away, and then he came back, and it's just been kind of cool to fine to not great to are they going to fire him to like, oh, wow, Chip Kelly's got his mojo back to, and that's kind of where we are now with Dorian Thompson-Robinson and the win they just had. So, I don't know. That might be it, quite frankly. I'm looking at just a list of schools, and off the top of my head, there's not other ones that really are like this guy should have won one.
I don't want to put Ryan Day on the list because he really hasn't been the head coach there. That it feels to me like each passing day that Urban Meyer's gone, it's been a long time, but it's only been a couple years for Ryan Day.
He's getting close, though. If he's not on that, if he's not on that list, he's probably a year away from being on that list, I would say. Because, I mean, at what point are they just like, you're due a win now? Like, you've been here. I mean, granted, he's still relatively early, but he's in Ohio State terms, he's not far away from we need a championship now. He would be on that list as well. So maybe 3 or 4 guys.
Red Wine 65. Bo was clinically insane. Hey, I can relate to him.